Greetings and salutations to my fellow quacks. I would like to propose to you a subject tonight on the issue of the wave function of the vital force. Its presence as multiple frequencies, multiple harmonic frequencies, which we know as rubrics or symptom sets, specific symptoms which have a specific frequency. Now, I'd like you to consider the subject of natural frequencies in the system and resonance, also transient phase type waves, and also steady state waves and harmonics. And to think about that, normal modes, harmonics, also harmonic relations to potency, and consider things like violin strings, setting up what's called forced oscillations. Now, in my book, which was the good, the bad, the too bad, or ugly, my adventures in alternative medicine with Wyatt Gavarage, I'd like you to go ahead and read the book if you like. And it's I'm down here on the description down below. You will find a bunch of links to several video lectures and also to my book. And there I talked about the possible mechanism between the mechanism for homeopathic remedies and what makes them work, how they come to be when we shake up our magic voodoo water and all that, which is really not remedies, but not voodoo, but related to cavitation and sonic type shockwaves in the remedy. And we have that pretty much well understood, how the remedies are there, how the remedies are made. But we also know that there's a frequency for every remedy. There's an overall harmonic frequency, and there's also several sets of frequencies per remedy when you look at them on the spectrometer. So one of the things to consider is that the human body is also a very complex set of harmonic frequencies. Now, when you put two systems of natural frequencies together, you're going to have the overall system will tend to pick out its remedies and its frequencies, its harmonics, which ones it likes. So you have some action occurring there. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with the forced oscillation, that's where you trigger a very large amplitude wave, such as the vital force actually taking a corrective action on disease, through a very small wave, an amplitude increase, such as this here. As Ducky dances, here I am dancing with a very slight oscillation. Okay, this is just the typical up and down in my natural frequency. Now, if you were to apply some music to me, which is operating at exactly equal to my natural frequency, pretty soon I start to enter into resonance and forced oscillation and amplitude. And so pretty soon here I am, and I'm oscillating away. The homeopathic remedy is making me oscillate into a forced oscillation. Just way up here. Woo-hoo, woo-hoo. Now, here I am. This can be very destructive, especially if you have an increasing amplitude that just tears you apart. But if you put a little tiny homeopathic remedy with a little frequency of its own, and it just happens to equal my natural frequency of my system, and that one particular symptom, it will tend to just kind of massage it out, like wax on, wax off, just kind of away with the symptom. Now imagine that over multiple symptoms and multiple frequency spectra, and that is pretty much your vital force, the total spectral signature of the vital force and your total spectral signature of the remedies coming into collision. Interference, actually, as I've talked about before. So, if you consider that, and just think about the vital force of the wave, like the two serpents on the caduceus, but consider them as sine waves instead. And then you can see how a little tiny remedy can drive a tremendous forced oscillation. And the video series below, you'll find a very good lecture by a university professor that talks all about it. It might be a little boring for some of you, but the mathematics in there and the structure of waves and harmonics is very good for a homeopath to understand. And also for our skeptics out there and a bunch of idiots out there that don't like homeopathy. But look at it, study it, consider it, get to know these subjects. And if you like my book, it's down there. It's available for purchase. And good night to you. Bye-bye.